In 2024, crypto's wildest wave wasn't Bitcoin or even Solana, it was Pump.fun. This platform didn't just surf the memecoin mania, it became the epicentre of it, launching millions of tokens, driving billions in trading volume, and making plenty of headlines along the way. Now, with a highly anticipated token launch on the horizon, the debate is raging. Is this exit liquidity for insiders, or the start of the next memecoin supercycle? That's why today we're diving deep into Pump.fun, how it took over the crypto space, what's next for the protocol, and whether its token could reshape the memecoin landscape. My name is Guy, and this is a video you can't afford to miss. Okay, let's start as ever with a bit of background. Launched in January 2024, Pump.fun wasn't the first memecoin launchpad, but it was the first to offer anyone, anywhere, the power to launch a token in under a minute, no coding or insider connections required. And the team behind Pump.fun didn't come out of nowhere either. Alon Cohen and his two co-founders had already spent years as active participants in crypto, trading, collecting NFTs, and experimenting with SocialFi long before launching their own project. And they admit that before Pump.fun, they built a string of projects that never quite found traction. As Alon put it, quote, "We weren't building for today's users. We were always a few steps ahead or behind." That changed, though, when they turned their attention to Solana in late 2023. At the time, memecoin activity on Solana was surging, but the process was broken. Pre-sales were rampant, launching required thousands in upfront liquidity, and rug pulls were an everyday occurrence. According to Alon and Co., too many projects were gatekept by developers or insiders, and the odds were always stacked against ordinary participants. That frustration led directly to Pump.fun's breakthrough, a fair launch model built around a bonding curve system. This approach made every token accessible for a nominal fee, with no pre-sales, team allocations, or hidden insiders. Everyone, including the creator, had to buy in on equal terms. So, if you could upload a meme and pick a ticker, you too could launch a token. It all sounds wonderfully simple in hindsight, but in the early days, growth was anything but guaranteed. The team built their user base the hard way, cold messaging thousands of traders across Twitter and Telegram, and pitching Pump.fun as the most accessible memecoin launchpad in crypto. Notably, there was no slick influencer campaign or marketing budget, just persistent outreach, genuine user feedback, and constant refinement of the platform. But it all paid off because by March 2024, the site was seeing so much traffic that its servers crashed. As the NFT bullrun had shown before, in crypto, overwhelming demand is often the best proof you're onto something. And the statistics speak for themselves. Within its first 7 months, Pump.fun saw over 2 million tokens launched, and at its peak, more than 60,000 created in a single day. By the summer of 2024, the platform was pulling in more daily fee revenue than the Ethereum blockchain. Of course, this wave of success brought scrutiny and controversy too. Some critics were quick to call it, quote, the worst on earth, citing data that showed fewer than 1% of tokens ever reaching the so-called graduation threshold to become tradable on a major DEX. Rug pulls and failed projects dominated the headlines, even as Pump.fun's team pointed to the fair launch rules as proof of their commitment to transparency. And by the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to smash that like button to help give it a boost. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and ping that notification bell so you won't miss our next upload. So how exactly does Pump.fun work, and what sets it apart from the many other launchpads that have come before? Well, first of all, Pump.fun's entire ethos is simplicity. Anyone can connect a Solana wallet, upload an image, pick a name and a ticker, and launch a token, often for less than the cost of a cup of coffee. Initially, anyone launching a token paid a $2 fee directly to the platform, but later, this fee was shifted to the first buyer, making token launches free for creators. This change sparked an explosion of token launches and daily revenue. Now, what's truly unique about Pump.fun is the bonding curve mechanism for newly launched tokens. Instead of requiring users to seed thousands of dollars in liquidity up front, each new token starts with a virtual pool, and the price rises automatically as buyers join. The curve follows a simple mathematical formula, mirroring the popularity of Uniswap v2, ensuring early buyers get the best price and the cost rises predictably as demand grows. This structure not only creates immediate liquidity, but also rewards early community participation. Next, there's the fair launch model. Now, unlike traditional launches, Pump.fun prohibits pre-sales, team allocations, and any reserved tokens for insiders. Even the creator must buy tokens just like everyone else. There are no hidden vesting schedules or stealth allocations. When a coin is launched, all tokens are up for grabs on the open market. Once a token's market cap hits the graduation threshold, the protocol automates the next phase. The token and a chunk of the liquidity are transferred to a decentralized exchange. Now, in Pump.fun's first year, this meant being transferred to Radium, the biggest DEX on Solana. Later, though, with the launch of PumpSwap in March 2025, this entire process moved in-house, creating a seamless or, quote, frictionless experience for traders, while reducing migration fees and delays, and ending the close partnership with Radium. Importantly, there are no privileged insiders, in theory at least, with liquidity being locked and partially burned when a coin graduates. However, it's still a wild market. Data shows fewer than 1% of tokens make it to this stage, and only a fraction hold meaningful value after listing. A further major upgrade arrived in May 2025 when Pump.fun introduced creator revenue sharing. Now, every time someone trades your coin on PumpSwap, the creator earns a share of the protocol's fees. Specifically, 50% of all PumpSwap revenue is distributed back to coin creators, with each trade earning the creator 0.05% of the trading volume, paid out in SOL. To put that into perspective, $10 million in trading volume on a single token would net the creator $5,000, making Pump.fun by far one of the most rewarding launchpads for coin creators in the entire crypto space. And this update marked a major shift away from the old one-and-done memecoin model, giving creators a powerful incentive to build communities and keep their tokens active well beyond launch. However, Pump.fun hasn't stopped there. The platform also introduced social features, live chat, coin-specific discussion threads, and even live streaming for a select group of users. Now, while this brought new ways for communities to engage, it also required a massive overhaul of moderation after harmful content began to surface. So, the team paused, rebuilt, and gradually reintroduced these social features later on. Meanwhile, on the technical side, Solana's architecture, fast finality, low fees, and parallel execution made Pump.fun's viral scale possible. At its peak, the platform saw millions of transactions per day and processed over $700 million in protocol fees in just 12 months. These numbers simply wouldn't be possible on a slower or more expensive chain. And if you're looking for an edge in the memecoin market, then it might be worth checking out Axiom, the all-in-one memecoin trading terminal. If you sign up through a link in the description or scan this QR code, then you'll receive a lifetime 10% cashback and double points on your trades. If you want to learn more, we've also put together a detailed guide to Axiom, which you can find right over here. Now then, let's talk about what's on everyone's mind, the highly anticipated Pump.fun Token. After a year of record revenue and relentless memecoin mania, rumors began swirling in mid-2025 that Pump.fun was preparing for a billion-dollar token sale, targeting a $4 billion valuation and listings on major exchanges. Now, while the exact details aren't confirmed yet, the market is already rife with speculation and, predictably, divided opinions. So, what do we actually know? Well, multiple credible reports suggest a planned raise of $1 billion with a 10% airdrop for the community and the remainder split between investors, team, and future incentives. Insiders say the token will likely come with governance rights and could also expand the existing revenue sharing model, meaning memecoin creators and potentially memecoin token holders may both receive a slice of the PumpSwap DEX's protocol fees. If successful, this would make Pump.fun one of the first memecoin platforms to truly align incentives between the protocol, creators, and community. The move also puts Pump.fun in direct competition with platforms like Radium's Launch Lab and other new projects offering their own fee sharing and token launch features. However, the timing is interesting, to say the least. After a meteoric rise in 2024, both revenue and trading volume have crashed back down to earth. January 2025 saw the platform pull in $137 million in fees, but by May, this had dropped to $46 million. Now, some observers see the token as a timely catalyst for the next memecoin wave, while others, though, fear it could signal a local top or even act as an exit liquidity event for early investors and users of the platform. But more on that in a bit. At the same time, the team appears keen to distance themselves from pure speculation. Founder interviews and community calls have consistently emphasized long-term sustainability, the importance of genuine product innovation, and a vision of Pump.fun. Revenue sharing, better security, and ongoing product upgrades are all pitched as proof that the protocol is evolving beyond its roots. That being said, however, the details around token mechanics, vesting, and airdrop eligibility remain closely guarded secrets, at least at the time of shooting. Now, if you're wondering where Pump.fun goes from here, you're not alone. While Pump.fun doesn't have an official public roadmap, potential milestones and future directions can be pieced together from founder interviews, community calls, and recent platform updates. The first milestone is all about security and user trust. After a year that saw everything from bonding curve exploits to rampant rug pulls, the team has signaled that an enhanced token verification system is a top priority. The aim is to bring greater transparency for users, potentially through verification badges or clearer risk warnings. If successful, this could help Pump.fun move beyond its Wild West reputation and appeal to a wider, more risk-conscious audience. Meanwhile, a second milestone centers on product innovation and the user experience. With the launch of PumpSwap, the team is focused on creating a more seamless and accessible trading environment. And this includes upgrading the trading interface, rolling out enhanced analytics, improving mobile support, and gradually reintroducing social features like live chat and live streaming, but this time with stricter moderation and more robust community reporting tools. A third milestone is cross-chain expansion. While Pump.fun's roots are firmly in Solana, the team has openly hinted at ambitions to support token creation on other chains, including Ethereum's Layer 2s and Tron. This move aims to maintain Pump.fun's competitive edge against new launchpads like Sunpump and Moonshot, and to capture users from other communities. Fourth, there's a clear focus on community and social integration. The founders have repeatedly emphasized the importance of building advanced social features, native chat, coin-specific threads, DMs, and community-driven engagement to ensure Pump.fun remains the cultural heart of memecoin trading and not just a technical launchpad. Above all, however, the most significant milestone is the founders' repeated commitment to the long-term sustainability of Pump.fun. In multiple interviews, they've stressed that their goal is to build a platform that isn't just a passing trend or a one-cycle wonder. Instead, Pump.fun aims to keep innovating, listening to its users, and refining its approach so that it can serve both creators and traders well into the next market cycle, regardless of how quickly narratives shift in crypto. That said, whether Pump.fun can maintain its relevance if the spotlight shifts away from meme coins and back towards utility-driven projects remains to be seen. And this, naturally enough, brings us to the challenges that Pump.fun could face. The first challenge is the cyclical and often unsustainable nature of memecoin hype. Pump.fun has thrived as a product of the right place, right time dynamic, surging alongside the memecoin mania that swept crypto in 2024 and early 2025. But if there's one thing that history teaches us, is that memecoin cycles don't last. They tend to be short-lived and react quickly to shifts in sentiment. After the launch of the Trump and Melania memecoins, followed by the outright scandal around Libra, excitement dried up almost overnight, and with it, so did the flood of new money and user activity on Pump.fun. It isn't just a Pump.fun problem, though. It's the reality for every platform that builds on trends rather than lasting fundamentals. In many ways, memecoins have served as a post-crash revival tool for retail, drawing users back after crises like FTX, but these waves rarely last. When attention shifts, or fatigue sets in, growth can vanish as quickly as it appears. And this relates to Pump.fun's second challenge, which is the platform's economics. While Pump.fun's bonding curve and fair launch design aim to democratize token creation, the odds for most users are stacked against them. Only a fraction of tokens ever graduate to a major DEX. Most fail outright or disappear as soon as the hype dies. Analysis by Solidus Labs showed that over 98% of Pump.fun tokens were either abandoned or part of pump and dump schemes, and just a tiny percentage delivered lasting value. Even during the height of the mania, June data revealed that 99.6% of traders never locked in more than $10,000 in profits. And this has led to persistent criticism that the real winners are insiders, snipers, bots, or token creators using meme coins to extract value from the broader crypto public. Scandals like Libra offered a glimpse into how complex networks of wallets and orchestrated launches can leave most investors holding the bag. And this ties into the third challenge, which is the mounting legal, regulatory, and competitive pressure facing Pump.fun. Pump.fun's rapid success has brought increased scrutiny from both regulators and rivals. The UK Financial Conduct Authority has forced the platform to block British users, and ongoing litigation has kept the future of memecoin launchpads murky. At the same time, competition is intensifying. Radium's Launch Lab, Sunpump, Moonshot, and a growing list of upstart platforms are offering their own versions of token launches, revenue sharing, and community-driven innovation. Each is aiming to solve the problems Pump.fun faces, from security and transparency to fee structures and user incentives. In such an environment, staying ahead means not just innovating, but navigating a landscape that's constantly shifting both legally and culturally. With all that said, though, it's clear that Pump.fun's story is far from over. It stands as a testament to the power of timing, simplicity, and culture in crypto, having brought millions of new users into the space, for better or for worse. The upcoming token launch could prove to be a turning point, either reigniting excitement or confirming the skeptics' worst fears. While Pump.fun isn't without its challenges, at the same time, it's doubling down on innovation, social features, and new incentive structures, hoping to carve out a lasting role beyond just meme-fueled speculation. For now, though, Pump.fun is both a case study in what makes crypto so unpredictable and a reminder that, in this space, the next chapter is always unwritten. Whether it adapts and builds something sustainable or fades away as just another product of a wild era will depend on what happens next. So, let's just hope the worst of the meme coin scandals are now behind us. I, for one, though, will believe that when I see it. And that's all for today's video, folks. If you want to dive deeper into the Libra scandal, then check out our video on it right over here. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you can do that right over here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. This is Guy, signing off.